Hello, hello, people. Welcome to a Thursday, September the 30th, 2021. The day before the default begins. So, if you haven't been paying attention, here's what's happening. Basically, the Republicans and the Democrats created an infrastructure bill together that they both agreed upon. And then the Democrats added to the bill to suspend the debt ceiling. The debt ceiling's never been suspended. To suspend the debt ceiling, you're saying that there is no more debt ceiling and that we can print until the date that we suspended it to, and then we can readdress the debt ceiling. And so basically, they've turned in the infrastructure bill into a non-negotiable bill. And the Republicans aren't having it. There's zero chance the Republicans are going to let this go through. And so they're trying to just pass a bill to just suspend the debt government, but that's the one thing that the Republicans aren't willing to do. If you take that out of the infrastructure bill, I would guarantee the Republicans would pass it. But they aren't interested in suspending the debt ceiling, and instead they're saying, you guys have the reconciliation power to write up a budget, say what you're going to spend the money on and how much you need, and pass it yourselves. And they are not going to budge. Neither side is budging, people. Neither side is budging. And so I think this is the beginning of everything we've been wanting to see. When the debts get defaulted on and money's not being pumped into the bonds and not being pumped into the equities, what's going to happen? The interest rates go up, and they got to start selling their positions. They got to start closing their short positions. It costs them money to keep AMC down every single day. They are burning money on AMC every single day to keep it down. And so when they no longer have the money to burn, the price goes up. When the price goes up, their short positions start to margin their accounts, and they got to close their positions. That's how the shorts cover. The shorts cover because they can't afford to stay the short. They don't cover because they're done fighting you. Oh, man. So, if you guys didn't know, something exciting about today is I have arraignment today so basically I got a restraining order from my brother, the one that I've been talking about suing, and I basically sent a family text message that he was a part of, and I got a text message on Monday this week saying that I have court arraignment for Gilbert Courts at 3 o'clock today. And so I'll be going in there at 3 o'clock today to plead not guilty, and I can't wait. I hope I can also plead for a quick and speedy trial. I know exactly what I'm going to say. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in there and say, technically I'm guilty on this, but I'm the most innocent man to ever walk in this courtroom. The state of Arizona has attacked me in X, Y, and Z ways, and this is the chance for a jury to side with the individual over the state and set new precedents that nuance matters. Nuance matters. The details matter. And because I am innocent, I believe that the jury will see it my way, and I will be a free man in so many ways. So we got court, we got the government shutdown happening. The government shutdown, I can't see any way the government shutdown doesn't happen. The Democrats aren't willing to move forward without getting exactly what they want, and the Republicans aren't going to give it to them, and the Democrats aren't willing to put a price tag on what they actually want. And so it creates this perfect storm of the government defaults, makes money to where it can't be pumping the stocks, can't be I guarantee you the Fed is implicit in shorting the AMC stock, attacking the AMC stock. It's all connected, people. It's one big game, and they're all in on it against us. It's a fact of life. It's a fact of life. If you haven't seen the option for the put, so here's what I could see happening. If the market crashes, let's just say 90%, all the indexes across the board, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, if it crashes 90%, I could see AMC crashing 90% with it. Like they use everything they got to hit the order books and crash the price as hard as they can, 50% in a day, whatever. And then it's going to go back up because the freaking AMCers are zero or everything. I know that like it could drop to 20 and AMC ain't selling. They're buying more at 20 than they're not selling. And so if you buy a put though, so like if you buy a put on the NASDAQ, if you go to the October 16th AM option and you go to the $7,000 put, $7,000 strike, and that put option, it's 10 cents a contract. If it dropped 90%, that 10 cents or the $10 after the 100 times ratio, you'd project to make about $600,000. And so if they crash everything at the same time and you make some monies in a put, you can take all those profits and throw them back into AMC. And so I'm not saying sell AMC, I'm not saying move your portfolio, I'm saying throw a little bit of money over here so when the crash happens, you have a shit ton of cash to then go buy the dip on AMC. And it costs almost nothing. AMC doesn't crash to $10 unless everything else crashes hard as fuck. And so, yeah, buy a couple puts and get ready to buy the dip. Because the next, like a real dip will be the last dip, that's for sure. Oh man. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else matters? Nothing. It don't matter. That's a big portfolio you got there. I don't think it takes very much AMC portfolio at all to hit big. I think people are going to be hitting big. Anyone that's in AMC, as long as you don't sell too early, you're going to be fine. Honestly, I don't know if AMC will ever go down when it has its massive skyrocket. Like, it's the people's voice. Like, so imagine this. Imagine 100% of retail owns AMC and it skyrockets to $10 trillion market cap. You could literally die, like, all the people come together. When this happens, the people are going to get a platform, okay? They own the stock. The protections of a business that's publicly traded are unbelievable. Like, the government will attack the individuals, the government will attack the religions, the government will attack all these people, but then the businesses, they say, oh, businesses got the rights. Businesses do what they want to do inside their own buildings. And so basically what I see coming is AMC is going to skyrocket, and then once all the money's been made and all the money's been lost on the other side, then the people are going to not just sit there and say, okay, I got money, let's cash out and make money. They're going to say, how do we make things better? We have the platform now. We have the power now. And I believe there's going to be an opportunity to give someone power to lead the group into a business-esque plan, I guess you could call it. But it's going to be about society, because you're going to have all the power, all the financial power. And it's going to be about how do you take this power and make it good for everybody. And there's going to be ways to do it. I know it. I know it. Not too late to buy AMC, people. Man, my biggest thing about all this, like, I don't necessarily believe everything that I see on the TV, but when I'm watching enough to where I can see that they're lying, and that the people that are outraged, saying that this is a outrage what the Republicans are doing, and I can see that their justifications are all lies, it tells me that they're trying to create a platform for when they know what's going to happen of the default, that they have a story of why it's someone else's fault and not their fault. And I'm excited for it. Trade Trades will not be the leader of AMC. I can assure you that. He doesn't even want that responsibility. He admits that he's retarded. There's zero chance that Trey wants to be in that position to lead people. He doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the intelligence. He's just a fun guy that likes to get excited and tell you the basics of what's going on. If Meet Kevin was in Trey's spot pushing AMC to the moon since the beginning, I could see Meet Kevin convincing people that he's the right man for the job. But thank God he fought the movement and he didn't join the movement. He's going to try to say he's joined the movement because he bought AMC 6 months ago and then never talked about it again. All he talks about is when AMC's going down. He never talks about the DD of AMC. He never talks about how AMC is the only stock in the entire universe, crypto, otherwise, any type of asset that is owned by retail retard apes. The strongest of them all. The people that aren't scared of a little bit of risk for great reward. Meet Kevin, he's scared of AMC. That's why you don't talk about it. Because the more you talk about it, the better it sounds. The deeper you look, the better AMC really is. When you see that the executives are working against you, when you see that the market makers are working against you, when you see that the government's working against you, oh man, it's a beautiful thing. AMC's going way high, people. Way, way, way high. When it starts to skyrocket, I'll go live on my computer and we'll talk about it in live action. But I don't see any reason to be watching the stock price with you guys, as we're still dealing with stalemate right now. We got a stalemate on the chessboard, but we still got that one pawn that's about to make it across and become a queen. When will the squeeze happen? Tomorrow or next week is my opinion. Definitely before October 18th. If they say the market's going to crash October 18th, that means it's going to happen a week or two before. A week or two before when they tell you. In my opinion. Ba-da-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum, 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 bum, bum. I just want things to be like when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I truly thought America was the freest country on earth, and I thought it was a free market, and I thought if I had the best stuff out there, that I would get the best results. And it was proven that they will do anything they can in their right, or not even in their rights, they'll do anything they can, legal or illegal, to stop the real people with real knowledge and real faith from doing what they need to do to fix a broken society. I think 5K a share for AMC is conservative. I think it's conservative. I think that until you see majority of companies going bankrupt, because they should. So think about this. If inflation's coming, if it makes everything more expensive, if the people that thought they were rich are no longer rich, and the people that are poor are having to get fed from the food storages, and things just aren't going well, what do you think is going to happen to Tesla? The only thing they do is sell high luxury end cars. Ain't nobody buying another Tesla ever again. EV is not the future. EV is not the future. And so all these companies, I see them going bankrupt. I see them going bankrupt. When inflation hits, when the default hits, there's just nothing to keep it propped up. And when it drops 80%, 90%, the people that are in those stocks, they don't have the diamond hands like you guys have. They don't know what it's like to bleed red. They think they know. They don't know. And they're going to panic, and they're going to sell, and they're going to sell, and they're going to sell, and then they're going to bankrupt. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Bankruptcy. Ba-da-da-da. Bum, bum. Man, Yellen and Fed Powell are got to be like the two most incompetent old people with like extreme power right now. Biden, Yellen, Powell, Pelosi, and Schumer. Talk about the fucking boomers. They don't know shit from fuck. Well, actually, they do know everything. They're just lying about it. They just lying and they resting on these expert opinions of just high-paid people to write numbers the way they want them to look rather than the way they're actually going to play out. They're ignoring history. They're just creating their own new mathematical processes, acting like like it's kind of like the whole like retard Democrat that just says, "Oh, real socialism never been tried." Yeah, well, the problem with real socialism is anybody that's ever had power in the last 10,000 years of history, they're bad people. They don't want what's good for you. They want what's good for them. And so, because of that, real socialism can't happen. Not until the people have the power. The people gotta have the power. And then there's a form of socialism that I can see making sense. But there better be merit. If merit's not the number one factor of motivation to work hard and produce, the society falls 100% of the time. 100% of the time, it fails. So, what's going to happen? AMC going to take over. We're going to get somebody in charge. And they're going to show a better way. And then when that better way starts showing results, other people, other societies are going to tag along. There's a right way to do this. A lot of people want a lot of opportunity. A lot of people want to work real hard. A lot of people want to bring a lot of value. But this is not a society designed to build your way up. This is a society designed to really, like, there's enough in this country to where you can go build a business and keep your head down and take care of your family and retire nice and go on nice vacations and stuff like that. But the second you start attacking their power, they shut it down. My thoughts on GME is that you should sell your GME and buy AMC. I do not trust GME. I think, like, so here's my issue with GME. I look at the people leading the movement. First off, GME is not owned by retail. They don't own 51% of the shares. How that's possible is kind of beyond me. So few shares in that market, but like so few retail investors still in it that they can't even get 51% of the shares. And so, honestly, I think AMC, when I was making all my big bets and losing a lot of money and then the price skyrockets right after I lose my money, I think that they were originally intending on doing something similar with GME, where they let it go to $300, $400, $500, $600, and then they take their liquidity and they start selling shares from there. And those shares would have lasted years, decades. Like, it would have taken us forever to get enough retailers to buy all the shares, or at least buy a majority of the shares. And so, because we were able to basically time when the market was going to go up and make big bets on them, the executives got the phone call from the Fed probably and said, hey, look, so we know we were planning on just letting the price go up and then holding the price wherever it goes up to, but we can't allow these people to make this much money on the options. And so it seems like the only thing we can do is sell now and make sure these people lose and then live to fight another day. Well, that's what they tried to do. But as we come to the closing, we see that really by getting them to dilute early and allowing retail investors to buy in cheap, that we got control of the company. And I think that's why GME didn't get control from the retail. And if you look at GME and you look at like Super Stonk and they talk about the infinity shares and the billions of shares out there, the counterfeit shares, it's all fake news. AMC is the proof that there are not counterfeit shares and that they are just manipulating the dark pools to make the price do whatever they want with the same shares over and over. And they're just recycling the same shares and they lose money doing it every single time. And so could GME go up a little bit? Probably. It probably could. There's probably enough support in there to do something. But it will be nothing like AMC. 0% chance it will be anything even close to what AMC does. So why even worry about GME? In my opinion, you shouldn't. No, crypto going to zero, people. It's a guarantee crypto is going to zero. Crypto offers no value. The digital every currency is already digital. So this idea that crypto is going to be something better than anything else, it's not. It's just not. It has no value. And the idea that people just believe in it is, no, they believe in it as a way to make money, which is the problem with Bitcoin. It's not a way to make, like, maybe it's been a way to make money, but it's not a way to transact money. And I don't ever see it becoming that. Man. So what you guys got to understand about the MOAS is the MOAS, okay, who can do the MOAS? The Fed could do the MOAS, the big business could do a MOAS, and the retail could do a MOAS. If the Fed or the big business did a MOAS and they just crushed and decimated the rest of the market, obviously there would be a revolt, a revolution. Like, people would not accept that. But if retail does the MOAS, then there's nothing they can do about it. There's no insider trading. It's just people coming together and saying, fuck this corrupt system. Now, AMC is put in a situation where they can't dilute anymore. They diluted all the shares they had to dilute, and now we're just here for the finish line. We're just here until enough people jump on board that there's nothing they can do to stop it. Now, the MOAS is not just a stock going infinitely higher than any stock is going. In order to have a MOAS, you gotta have that stock has to be connected to an option chain. And the option chain, as the options grow in profits, they are taking money from the Fed, from the banks, from the stocks. Everything in this financial society is leveraged to shorting the market, and shorting the market through options. And so basically, if you send AMC shares to, let's just say, $1,000 a share, well, now there's 1 million options on AMC right now. So those 1 million options will all be worth roughly, so each option will be worth roughly $100,000, because that's how much intrinsic value that it has. So 1,000 times 100 is 100,000. Times that by 1 million, and what do you get? A big fucking number. I think it's 10 trillion. Is it 10 trillion or is it 100 trillion? It's a big fucking number is what I know. And so that's going to get drained right out of society. They're going to be forced to sell shares in other companies to pay the debt on these options. That is the definition of a MOAS. Anyone talking anything else about a MOAS, they don't understand what the MOAS is. The MOAS is about buying all the stocks, setting the stock price way high, and the options draining the value out of all of society. All of it. Hello, hello. Fly high, enjoy. Sorry I didn't get to make it live yesterday. The Gov Default is a good thing, people. It's a good thing, because the only other option is giving the government a blank check. They're trying to suspend the debt ceiling indefinitely. It might cause a little bit of pain, but for AMCers, it won't cause any pain, because this is when you get paid. But when you collapse the society, like, the people are still here. The businesses are still there. There's a lot of people that know a lot of stuff and, like, are ready to do good things for society, but people are just fed up with it. Like, if you think that just AMCers are wishing for the default, you're wrong. I would be willing to bet 90% of Republicans are wishing for a default right now. And they're going to get it. They're going to get it. Oh, man. So, we got the default happening, crashing the market. AMC might dip with it just so they can try to make it look like AMC is just like everything else and everything's going to zero. But AMC, if it does dip anymore, it's going to rise. It's going to rise. Rise out of the ashes. Ba-da-da-dum, bum, bum. So we got the MOAS, we got the government default, we got my court arraignment today. What else? We got inflation. Inflation's still hitting. It's going to get harder before it gets better. It's going to get worse before it gets better, but it's going to get better. Holding is easy, Brandon says. Yeah, I don't know. I just see lies everywhere I'm looking right now, and lies are a good sign that bad things are to come. When they can't be honest with you no more, that means there's something going on in the background that they're not telling you about. That means they're plotting in a way that you haven't heard about yet. They be scheming and plotting. You guys know in the $3.5 trillion bill that they have COVID vaccine mandates for employers, and that if the employers don't hold their employees to the vaccine mandates, they could be charged up to $70,000 to $700,000 in fines. Yeah, that's a great thing to add to the bill. What I'm surprised about, that I haven't heard any Republicans talk about, is the increase in capital gains tax. Like the capital gains protection, the capital gains mathematic proof over history has been, if we encourage by charging less money to people to invest and not sell, to raise the market and allow these businesses to use these people's funds to grow their business and hire more people and all these great things, then they will be rewarded with a lower tax. They're trying to make that tax higher than the income tax. That's the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my entire life. It's never been proposed and it's never been an argument. And now it's in the bill that the Democrats say it's this or nothing. Woo, you better believe you're getting nothing. Oh man, I don't think it's dipping. Like I said, I think so. They said that if the default happens, they run out of money October 18th. But if they run out of money October 18th, they're going to run out of money sooner to like be manipulating the market. So if they're like, basically if the default happens today, then tomorrow, like they're going to change the way that they're investing what little money they have left. They've been riding on fumes this whole time, just expecting the government to give them more and more money. And now the money's being shut off. And so I think the squeeze is happening in the next week, honestly. But, yeah, I mean, if you want to buy 2023 calls, I guess that's okay. I mean, I don't know, like, I would probably buy January 2022. Like, if you're really conservative, you just buy, like, the $40 strikes, which are probably still cheaper than the 2023s. I mean, the 2023s just seem way too conservative to me right now. I have 6 AMC options that expire this Friday, and I'll probably buy like 6 more for next Friday. And then I have 1 NASDAQ put that expires October 16th. And it's a $7,000 strike for $10 I bought it for. And basically, I'm saying if the NASDAQ goes to 0, I'll turn it into $700,000. But like if it drops 90%, I'm going to take out that $500,000 and come back and throw it into AMC if AMC hasn't already squeezed yet. So, hey, Don Rana. Good to see you too. If you're looking at the options, you can go to my playlist that says Sell Stocks, Buy Options, and you'll get a lot of good ideas of how you can kind of leverage some of your money, but still protect a lot of your money and still have it all in the options and have some safe stuff and have some more riskier stuff. And it'll show you how to kind of identify how much each of the profits are going to be and all that good stuff. But right now, it's just option stock. It's all good. It's all making money. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've done the teaching that needed to be done. We're at the finish line here, people. Like, the people are looking. They found me. The people that aren't looking, well, they're going to about to have a rude awakening. People that think that the status quo is the way that it's always going to go, they don't watch history. They haven't studied history. They haven't been real, like they just don't realize that you can only fudge the numbers for so long. If you're corrupt with your money, you can only fudge the numbers for so long. The bill always comes due. Oh, I think it's coming, people. I think it's coming. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right, guys. Well, I just thought I'd let you know. So you're saying the open interest is 12,000 on the January 2023 AMC strikes for 145, but was at one point 13,000. Oh no, but was over 13,000 on 823 for the $12 spike. So you're saying that it's been growing, and like the spike that we had in June. I mean, yeah, the options increasing has definitely been something they've been worried about. But I think we're past that point, people. I don't think we need to worry about that no more. I'm not at my computer, and I'm not trying to do that right now. I don't think the numbers really matter. I don't think the data really matters. When the market crashes this time, it's not going to take years to recover. It's going to transform into a brand new society. I'm telling you guys, the society that has existed in this country for 200 years, the financial market, everything, it's changing. I don't know exactly how yet, but I know that things are not going to be the same moving forward than they are right now and previously. So, I don't know. I just think it's going to be different. It's not a buy the dip type situation. It's a buy AMC type situation. And then, like, it's a hold your AMC until the dust settles. It's a hold until the dust settles. And then you got the power. And then you got the control. Because this ain't about the money. It's about the power. We're sick of the wrong people having the power. And unfortunately, they've made that about the money. So where are we? We're at AMC to change the game. Change the game. It's what we do. Yes, we can. We can change everything, people. It's a fact of life. The Fed only has the power. The government only has the power because they got the purse. But when we yank that purse from them, regardless of what inflation does, whatever money is in this free market is going to be in your pockets. The power to control that money and decide who is going to lead that money and that society into greatness is going to be on you. Take your time. Study everybody that throws in their hat in the ring. There's only going to be one person that you're allowed to choose, and that's what we got to understand. It's got to be one person with integrity. You cannot count on 100 people coming together and creating some bullcrap 51% rule type thing. It's never going to work because you can always corrupt 51 people, 51 out of 100 people. You will always be able to corrupt, threaten, or intimidate them. But you find somebody that's willing to die for what's happening, then what's the worst that can happen? They kill that person and you get the next person that's willing to die for it. You just got to know that they're willing to die for it, people. Ba-da-da-dum, bum, boom, ba-da-da-dum, bum, boom. Wrestling historian says, I've been studying the numbers, and according to my analysis, the numbers say you stink. What do I stink at? I'm the greatest mathematician on earth. I've shared all of my information for free. What do I stink at? I've called their bluff 100 times and been right most of them. Oh, man. Yeah, October 15th a.m. Yep, and it's a $7,000 strike. On the put side, it should be $10 a contract, or the 10 cents. Oh, man. If you guys Google definition of illegal insider trading, and it's the action of people, of insiders trading their shares when they know there's about to be a stock price movement up or down. Okay? So every time that they've diluted right before the stock was about to skyrocket, regardless if they did it because of me or the option buyers or anybody else, if they did it to delay the price from going up and limit the amount the price goes up, that is insider trading. That is illegal. End of story. So when Trey makes that video yesterday trying to rag on Citadel, trying to rag on Ken Griffin, why is he not talking about the AMC CEO and executives? How many different times did they dilute? 7. Every time the price was increasing, they diluted. In the last year and a half, 7 times. And always right before the price is about to skyrocket. Skyrocket tonight. Woo! Afternoon delight. I'm excited, people. Oh, man. Which dilution sucked? They all sucked. But, like, think about it, people. If I'm Wanda, and I know, like, the whole world knew that, like, anyone that was watching knew AMC was skyrocketing back in June. If I'm Wanda and I got 30 million shares, do I want to sell those 30 million shares at $12 a share for $400 million? Or do I want to wait for it to go to $50 a share or $70 a share, but let's just say 50, and now sell for $1.5 billion? They would have been able to sell a tenth of their shares, probably like 1/10 to 1/5 of their shares, and kept the stock price exactly where it's at, and done the same things that they've done had they been willing to take the profits and then hold the base. But I'm confident they saw the option danger and they're like, "Fuck, we can't let this happen, people." So they sold everything to stop the options from getting paid. Oh, man. That's insider trading. If your own stock insiders that own your own company that you're investing in are working against you, it's because you're doing the right thing. It's the people versus the system. Wrestling historian says, just in general, I must stink. And it's like, I haven't showered in a little bit, so maybe. But when the truth comes out, when I finally get the stand to talk about what's true and what's not, and we get the experts to tell me that I'm wrong, they won't. They'll say he's right about everything. I don't know about not being able to find NDX on Robinhood. I don't know anything about that. The NDX should represent the NASDAQ and should be about 14,500. Yeah, you just type in the symbol NDX and it should come up. If it's not coming up, I really don't know how to help you. I don't have actually, maybe I do have Robinhood. I think I did download it, but I never actually used it. Yeah. But I can't get on my phone right now and take a look. I can't live stream and look at my phone at the same time. All right, people. Well, I'm going to go live when I get to my court in Gilbert. Try period NDX on Robinhood. But basically, guys, I get to go into court today at 3 o'clock and plead guilty, not guilty, or whatever. And I'll definitely be pleading not guilty, but I'm going to live stream the whole thing. I'm interested to see the prosecutor, if they got a plea deal for me or not. If they offer me a plea deal, I'm going to reverse offer them a plea deal because they're the ones that owe me. And I'm going to live stream the whole thing. So it should be fun. Oh, man. But I'll see you guys in a little bit.